the little song from Finding Nemo. Just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. Just keep swimming. What do? We swim. We swim. And isn't that interesting that that's a water metaphor? Because, we are in the element of water, and this is the age of Aquarius. However, right now we are up leveling like in a massive way. Up level, up level, up level, up level. Hey, thank y'all for joining and dropping in here in the comments where you're from. And so love to see you guys where you're from. And we have several of us on the live as well as on our Instagram and our Facebook. So YouTube, we're welcoming everybody in here with this broadcast today, and we're committed to being here and showing up live for you. And sometimes it's just a channeled moment like today, like we're just here to discuss. We are all on the same page with you right now, and we are all doing these things where we have to be in complete trust. And the phrase that came with this is, there is only abundance. There is only abundance. There is only abundance. And so with knowing that truth, just knowing there is only abundance, everything else is illusion. So you can trust that, and knowing, just having that inner knowing and never aligning our faith with anything else. There is only abundance. And so what does that look like for you? Where are you up-leveling? Where are you up-leveling in your life? Where are you resetting? So that's kind of a little intro here. There is only abundance. Yes, thank you for typing that in there, sister. And so this is a time for all of us to really fully have an opportunity to step into our power and to step fully into our path and our purpose. And if you don't know what that looks like, stay tuned. We're here to bring you through. We're here to pull you through the other side, to pull you through that portal, because come on, we're through the other side of the birth canal, and it's really great over here sometimes. Thought it would be like, oh, now we're in the age of Aquarius, everything's fucking amazing. Well, it's still incredibly hard, and so yes, we're midwives, absolutely. Yes, we are literally birthing everyone through, and as divine feminine leaders, that's what we showed up to do. And those of you that were on the live chat and our masterclass with our Egyptian mystery priestess path trainees, and we were discussing all of this previous to us jumping on live, those of you that have decided to step fully in and really do this work together, you know that you are here as leaders. This is why we're partnered together on this deep, deep level. And, we invite you into this priestess path, because this is a deep dive journey, and it takes all of us bonding together to do this great, great work. And we are meant to do this in the village. We are meant to do this together. Birth requires others to be there for us. And this is why we are midwives. This is why we are here, so we can bring each other through. As Ram Dass said, we are all just walking each other home. And, as that's sinking in, that doesn't necessarily mean through the death portal. I mean, yeah, we basically passed through another death portal. However, we're still on this planet, and we're still here to do the work. And so, yeah. Do you want to speak to that? This is my beloved Takata, for those of you that haven't met her yet.
The daily death portal.
The daily death portal.
We live and die every day right now. It's just so sped up. It's going so fast now. It's just, and repeat and repeat and repeat and up level, DNA upgrades over and over. It's just,
yeah. She pulled up this really hilarious commercial. I guess it was a little video, but I guess it was a Super Bowl commercial. You want to give a recap of that? Because that was hilarious. Y'all seen Tammy? I mean, Tammy, I love Tammy.
What's her name?
The actress, I don't know. Anyway, Tammy, um, she did a little snippet of like all these different shots of her. You want to give a recap of that? Like some of the ones that were in there, it was great.
She's in a boat running away. A whale jumps up, hits the boat, flings her, slams her into a ship. She's trying to save the ice cap.
Well, that was January.
Yeah.
Next one, March. She's like, save the ice caps. Slams the post down into the ice, you know.
It splits the ice, it opens up. She falls in, bounces her way down.
That was March.
Yeah. Just
it was
she's saving the trees. She's up in a tree. They cut the tree down. She, of course, falls. And it's just
that was the summer.
Good intentions are not always. What is it? The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
I don't know if that's very positive, but I mean it's a saying. I don't know.
The point is, you gotta watch what you're calling in.
Yeah, you know, I mean, even with the good intentions, sometimes you're still going to just get annihilated, you know, but we're like cats. We're like cats. We've got 9 lives, motherfucker. We are back. And guess what? We're back again. And guess what? We're back again. And we're going to keep coming back because this time is go time and we are winning this mission. We are winning. And what does that mean? We are coming back. It is, you know, toddlers do not learn to walk by falling and just being like, I just fell, you know, and I'm just going to lay here and cry. Well, they might just lay there and cry, but you're like, get up, you know, we just got to get up. The last meme was her like, yes. And she's on like a moped and she's like, yeah. And then the moped tips over and her leg is like up in the air, you know, so sometimes it's just like that. You know, and you just got to keep getting on.
McCarthy.
Thank you. Thank you. I love her. Yeah, she's so funny. So yeah, that it just sums up 2024. You know, we still got a couple weeks left. So there is some massive impact that we can make right now and some massive important steps that we can take to really have a thriving 2025. So the theme is thrive in 2025. So are you ready to thrive? Because I am ready to thrive. So yeah, put thrive in the comments if you're ready to thrive, because this is the time. This is the time. We are doing it. And we have an amazing, really inspirational video for you if you'd like to watch the last masterclass from some of our beautiful global mentors, specifically on the topic of thriving for 2025. So yeah, drop thrive in the comments or drop thrive in a DM and I will shoot you over the invitation to really tap into that beautiful masterclass energy. It was so, so good. And so yes. So with that being said, you know, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. You know, sometimes it feels like you're in ice. Sometimes it feels like you're in freezing water. Sometimes it feels like you're in hot water. And sometimes it's just that Goldilocks zone, that perfect zone. But regardless of what it feels like, we have to know that also our feeling is not accurate. Our feeling is something that is in the human dichotomy of spirit where we're separated from the oneness, and our feels are here for us to experience life, for us to give ourselves feedback, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the barometer of our feelings are accurate. So just know that feelings are not facts, and it's okay to feel your feels, but also take a moment to check, is this really a fact, or is this coming from an old story? Is this coming from an old paradigm? Is this coming from an old behavior? Is it coming from a trigger? Because feelings are simply feedback. They're giving us feedback. And so that's a really important barometer to really look at. So you want to share a little bit on that or anything on that topic before we
go into up-leveling?
Yeah, go into the up-leveling.
Let's just go into up-leveling.
All right.
Leveling.
Up-leveling.
Up-leveling.
So what does an up-level feel like for you? So have you set your why? Have you set your mission? Have you worked with who you're speaking to, who is your soul avatar, who you're calling in to your reality. Because these are the things that we've been discussing in the last digital nomad trainings. And if you haven't caught that yet, we're still taking new clients for our digital nomad training. It is a really, really wonderful thing to go into this purpose and realize what is our purpose and why are we here. And if we don't really know that, then how do we know what to say yes to in life, right? How do we know what's aligned if we don't really know what our purpose is? And so doing that deep work and then clearing all those roadblocks and clearing out those stories, so that way when we do have things that are coming in perfect alignment, we are like, yes, the road is open. I've got my seatbelt on. I've got gas in my car. I've got an oil change. I got new tires. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's 222 on the clock as we say this. So yes, the angel number's coming in. So do you want to speak a little bit about what the Uplevel has been for us? I mean, it's coming in fast.
I can't even keep up with it, honestly, to even, like, it's just daily major shifts. I mean, I don't even know where to start on what's been going on. It's just everything that is not serving is falling away. And there is a constant uh, reset in the thought process and the thought patterns and recognition of it feels like they're just being ripped out and just that doesn't serve. That's not, yep, nope. That's not in the highest frequency of my path of what it is that I'm calling in, what I'm manifesting. I no longer have time to like be in a stressful state, to be concerned or worried about anything that may be going on in life, anything that's like, oh, but how is that going to happen? I don't have time. I don't have the energy to spend on the house or.
Well, and I do want to say we do have time. We have abundance of time. However, what we choose to spend it on
okay, yes,
is the reframe, right?
That there's no place in my life for that.
Exactly. Exactly. There's no room for that. And so what is it that you have drawn the line in the sand right now? Like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with that. No more. No more. So, it started, our up level started to hit really hard the week of Thanksgiving when we were coming back from East Texas and had not one, but two flat tires, two different tires.
Again.
And this happened previous. Oh, look, I made some balloons on the Instagram. I didn't even know how I'd do that. Case in point, the universe just does those things. I can't make them do those, y'all, even if I do the symbols and the things. And I was just doing this. See, it's not doing the balloons again. But whenever the universe has a concurrence in what I'm saying on either Zoom or Instagram or one of the platforms that has those interactive memes that happen or whatever they're called, it'll like do something. So yes, it was an up level moment when we had those two flat tires. It felt like we were being kicked to the curb and it felt like a defeat. And yet when we talk about it, the universe gives us happy balloons. So, so
we made it.
We made it. We got the balloons. Oh, you made it through post-surgery, post-op. Yeah, you got balloons from your friends. Like you made it through that surgery, that huge endeavor of whatever that trial was. So we were on the side of the road and we pulled over and we heard a clunking and we had to sit at a tire shop with our child and his fiance and the grandbaby at a tire shop. The thing is, there was a flat tire the night before, which we had fixed, and we had called our insurance to come out to fix it, and we got an extra evening with her dad and her mom, her stepmom, and her brother and sister who were in town from Colorado. So, we were blessed with the whole extra half day with them because of that flat tire.
Yep.
So then when we got on the road and got literally halfway home in Waco, Texas, go Baylor Bears. We were right by the Baylor Stadium and we're like, cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. And I was like, is that the same tire? Like, we literally just had that tire fixed and he fixed it. He didn't replace it. He fixed it. And it was a different tire. So when we got to the tire shop, we're like, okay, we have to fix both of these tires. And so we did. And
well, in the process of the second flat tire, we had to buy one new tire. And I was like, we are getting at least 2 new tires. I don't know how it's happening, but we're going to make this happen. And so we end up at the tire shop and we only had so many funds in the moment, but also my dad had just given us some cash like right before we left.
Early Christmas
There was
cash.
all of these.
Yeah.
My stepdad also bought us a new battery in the process of all of this before the flat tires.
Yes. It was
Everything
a surprise.
came into this like blessing. They come up with a total, and it was
333. 333.
And we had 300.
And then they gave us a $33 military discount for my son being in the Navy. And so there's the angel numbers coming in again. It was like literally, because it wasn't just the 2 tires, he also did a patch, which made the total 333. And he had, done this thing where you could patch it from the inside where it's like a permanent patch. And I was like, yeah, we're going to do that, because the dude patched it from the outside, and I'm like, that doesn't feel very safe, so he actually repaired the whole tire and all that happened. But that to being said, we had been provided all the resources that we needed in the moment. And then we were like, wow, that was really, that was a really long drive home. We were exhausted the next day after being 5 days with family and everything. And so it felt like, wow, okay, let's reevaluate where our energy is being spent right now, because we really need to rest and recover. And so from one thing to another, we started exploring other things that were perhaps diversifying our time and energy, or where to place our time and energy to be the most productive.
Where's the leak?
Where was the leaks coming in?
Where was the leak? Because when the first flat tire happened right when we pulled up in front of my dad's house, and we got out of the car, and you just hear this.
Like, it wasn't just a tiny leak.
What is that? I thought maybe a hose was leaking. It was so loud. But then I figured out it was the tire. But it was like the whole thing was, where are the leaks? Where are the holes?
But previous to that, on the way in, our battery had died at the gas station. So there was a drain of energy. Right. Like, what's draining the energy?
Power drain.
Why is the battery not holding a charge? We had this battery tested. It was fine. So there was a drain of energy and a leak of stability. And, tires are significant of root chakra energy. They're grounding and connecting you to the earth. So what we were looking at the symbolism of everything that was being said to us while dealing with it in the moment. And then also having this observer eagle's perspective out here, like, I see what's really happening, but how are we going to, to rectify the situation, yet also keep our perspective and not get sucked under, in the moment.
Because we could have totally spiraled out in the, oh my God, I need a battery and 2 tires, and what are we gonna do? And but at no point did I feel like
there was an old feeling that had been healed. Yes. Because previous to, if that had hit us like that, boom, 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 3 things in a row, we would have been feeling away, and we didn't feel away.
With some kind of old story coming up.
So the old stories were definitely healed, and we knew, okay, this is just something to get through. This is giving us messages, and we really need to heed these messages right now, so that way we can move forward into the trajectory that we're aligned with. And so we get home safely, and we rest and we recover, and then we begin to really focus our energy on what we're here to do, which is to call in our tribe, call in our people, to call in the people that are ready to do this work with us. And we began to really focus on our digital marketing business, focus on holding more space for soul coaching and holding more space for our clientele to come in and book sessions with us, as well as for the women that are in our priestess path training to continue to do that deep dive work on the back end, on the down low, because that's something that's really the deep womb work. So moving up from the root chakra into the womb space, and then how are we going to bring this energy into the world, and to really share the knowledge and the wisdom and the information that we have. And so as digital freedompreneur coaches and mentors, how are we showing up to really bring and up level this energy? And so we're like, we're just going to begin to really step deep into the work that we're doing and offering more master classes, offering more spaces for people to make a shift in their world, offering more opportunities for people to step in and say, yes, I want to change my life. I want more freedom in my life. I want more health. I want more wealth. I want more money. I want more abundance. I want more than I have, because I am in a place where I'm ready to up level. And it's not coming from a place of lack, but it's coming a place where I'm thriving. I want more because I can be more. I can offer more. I can accept more into my life because now I have a container that can hold it, and it's not leaking. It's not leaking air. It's not leaking energy, right? So how do you identify what areas in your life are leaking? What are some of the key identification things, the factors that we've looked at, like going through this last 2 years of shifting since we've moved from 18 months since we've moved from Fort Worth to Austin. We have really been focusing more on our own self work and focusing on very small events and small local community. And that has been a healing space. And it's been a place for us to have like an incubation. But now that those, we went dark into the womb space, and now the seedlings had sprouted. Now we're going into this winter solstice where everything is incubating, everything is moving into that growing and nurturing and nourishing, and the dark space. What is that? What, you want to speak to that a little bit?
I mean, the journey inward, the going into the cave is always the journey inward that we are experiencing right now with every year at this time. And so this is also why you see a lot of this is also, while the holidays are happening, those are the times that we would gather and harvest everything. But this is also why you see a lot of people get very depressed and also, you know, have really struggling times, because it's a time to go inward and be, oh, look at all this stuff,
The
and
shadows.
be in that, that dark shadowy cave,
It's
before
not
we
easy.
come back out. You know, as the light returns. It's not.
So
Not
explain
easy.
explain the cycles for those of y'all that may not be aware of the cycles and don't follow the medicine wheel yet.
So
The dates, yeah, like what
you
people
know
are
the
looking.
date specifically.
December 21st.
December 21st, the winter solstice. Winter solstice, the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. That is the that is actually the point in which the sun reaches um, a stationary point of level on the horizon, in which it does not move for 3 days. Um, it becomes still it is the cave, the ultimate cave. And then we of course have the shortest amount of daylight during that. This is also like biblically speaking in so many of the creation stories in regards to the 3 days in the tomb and um, then returning. The return of the sun, it actually happens on the 25th of December. The return of the sun. And this is when the sun moves 1 degree, and that's when it starts to become, we start moving back into the light. And from that point, we then gain more and more daylight
all the
every
way to
day,
summer solstice.
all the way to summer solstice on
So
June
let's dive into
21st.
June 21st. So it's December 21st to June 21st. And so those are the solstices. And let's just dive into that symbolism a little bit, since we are here in the holiday season. And it is go time. However, go time starts from a strong foundation. We can't run, you'll end up running like you're running on a banana peel if you're running from a place of no foundation. You have to get your tires on. You have to, you've heard the term where the rubber meets the road, and that has to be a thing. Like, you have to be grounded in this reality.
Well, first of all, like,
so
you want to change the world, right? Everybody wants to change the world. Everybody feels like I'm here to bring, bring the light and help shift this reality and save the world. Well, it's not up to one individual, except for the fact that we can only do it by saving ourselves. We can only do it by changing ourselves. And then when everyone is working on themselves, that's how we all change the world.
So the Jewel song, "Who will save your soul?" That no one's coming to save you. Sorry, not sorry, but that hit hard when I heard one of my mentors say that the other day. No one's coming to save you. And if you're waiting for that prince to ride up on that white horse, honey, you're the prince. That's your damn horse. You better learn to handle those reins, because we are the ones that are the riders. We are on that horse, and we better ride that horse. And if you don't know how to ride, get you some lessons, because now is the time to learn how. And if you're missing the how, or if you're missing a vehicle and you don't know how to get out, those are things we can help you with as coaches and mentors. That's what people come to us for, is what's the how? I don't know. I'm ready. I'm willing. I'm coachable. What's my next step? Come to us. Yes, that's what we're here for. We're going to help you cross through that, but first starts with going within. And so starting to create that strong foundation and clear out those big giant boulders that are in the way. And so that's what I was going to ask you about a moment ago, is the symbolism of the darkest nights. What is that? You want to share a little bit more in the relation to this holiday season, how the pagan holidays line up with the Christian holidays and line up with the calendar days and all of that? And a little bit more. Yeah, I know you shared it. I mean, you shared it a little bit, but I want you to just go a little bit more into detail for those of us that it's new information to right now. Because some of you are like, wait, what? The sun returns after 3 days, and then there's a return of the light on the 25th. Like, wait, what?
Well, I mean, this is kind of a sidetrack, I guess. But if you look throughout all the creation stories, all the various religious texts, if you will, and you have you have Mary and Jesus, you have um, Isis and Horus, you have uh, and I forget the Sumerian version of the same story.
We're talking about the birth story.
There's Krishna, and I forget Krishna. I forget Krishna's mother's name, but essentially it's the same story, the birth story of the Virgin giving birth to the the Son, right? Um, so all of these parallels, essentially, all of these religions are also based on the stories of the sky, the astrology, the the energies that are moving around us planetarily, the stars. So one of the stories that the Easter story or the birth story goes about Jesus being in the tomb for 3 days, and then he rises again, comes out of the tomb, and he's fine. But they also there's distortions on dates, um, but they also set his birthday on December 25th, which is 3 days after the winter solstice. These are pagan holidays that have been then turned into Christian holidays, renamed, renewed.
You can go onto Pinterest and just Google the medicine wheel of the year, and you're going to see how all of the dates and times align with whatever culture is associated with it. And it's a really good chart. It's laid out like a pie, so you can see how the sun moves and from the darkest hour to the lightest hour. And you can see that pattern. And then you can also see how all the holidays align up, where they're literally the same energies, just called something different in different cultures and different religions and different times.
Yeah, so I'm not like anti-Jesus, just to be
No, we
clear.
totally, we work
Jesus
with,
is my homie.
yes, we love
Also,
some Jesus.
I don't necessarily like agree or abide by the indoctrinated
the
dogma of the religious aspects. I have a deep connection to um, I have deep, profound respect for religious texts. There's a deeper meaning in so much of it, and there's a lot of distortion going on how it's taught
and
translated for sure. So one of the things is that the sun rises.
Sun, S-O-N,
The
sun, S-U-N, right?
Is reborn on December 25th after it goes into darkness for 3 days in the tomb
or the womb.
Or the womb of the winter solstice on December 21st.
We're going now really deep, deep, deep. This is like the third stage of labor, like we're deep in it. And, the birth is about to happen on the 21st, but first we must go within and go deep into our own being and down into the earth and culture those seeds, go down into the mycelium, work with the fiber optic network of the earth, the energy of the planet. And we have to do that within our own self. We have to clear out some of those mental stories, and we have to evaluate like who originally told us some of those stories and why were they told, and do they align with me? Is that my story, or is that something that I've just been told my whole life? I'm going to tell you one that's been really coming up since this whole flat tire thing. And, it was $300, which isn't a lot of money in perspective of everything, but it was also money that was allocated to go to something else. And so then it was like, man, why would that have to go to tires now? And so it really, it threw me for a loop, and it threw me into a story of, this place of, well, maybe I should just go get a job, a job. I should just go work for somebody where I could just make this $300, and I could just pay for this tire whenever I wanted to. I just have a paycheck. Mind you, every now and then I revisit this. I've been self-employed since 1996. So this is a cycle that comes up. I've literally worked for 4 months out of those years for somebody else.
It doesn't go well. She doesn't do well with a boss.
Yeah, I don't do well with the boss. So I'm like, oh, maybe I could just go take some of my skills and go sell somebody on my skills, and they would just give me $5,000 a month, and I could just sit back, and then the rest of the time I'd be off, and I could write, and I could work on my trainings, and I could write my book, teach my Egyptian teachings, just whenever the fuck I wanted to, and just have money coming in from someone's paycheck. And this is the illusion, right? This is my little daydream. Like, yeah, that'd be so easy. Life would be so great. I wouldn't have to worry about anything. And then I was like, rewind, and think about like all the things that I would have to give up to have that easy paycheck every 2 weeks. Someone's going to give me 4.5% on my 401k when I'm vested after 7 years. And then in 20 years, I will have $50,000 in a 401k, and they've matched me 4% of that, which is less than $5,000. And yeah, that doesn't really sound appealing. Like I can make $5,000 in one sale with my business, And so I'm justifying this in my mind. And I'm like, well, okay, I'm in high ticket sales. $50,000 is literally just a few clients away. And so then to get $50,000 from another avenue, it seems like a lot of sacrifices and time and energy.
Selling your soul.
Exactly. And working for the man. And so then exploring all that and finding these old stories. I'm like, well, who's telling me that I need to go work for somebody else? And I hear my mom and my dad, who are now crossed over, who were really perfect employees. They were corporate employees. My dad worked for IBM, kind of one of the acronyms for IBM, which is International Business Machines, made the first giant mainframe computers, is I've been moved. So we moved here from Colorado when I was a kid, to follow my dad's career. And he was the breadwinner, the provider. And when we moved here, my mom got a corporate job, and she worked for American Airlines as an executive legal secretary for many, many years. I mean, he was a financial analyst. They were the epitome of upper middle class corporate America. And they both worked a corporate job when we were teenagers. We hardly saw each other as families. I don't really remember a lot of time together that we had as a family because we kind of saw each other. Like I was busy with my friends, my parents were at work, and then my dad would come home and sit in his recliner and watch TV. And
laugh tracks. I hear laugh tracks.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yes, the sitcoms. Oh my God. My mom was like, turn off that canned laughter. That just drives me crazy. And so, that was the stories. And then now I'm hearing it projected back from my own children, because they've seen the struggles that my ex-husband and I went through as building a business. And there's inconsistencies, but there's also the ability that I was able to stay home with them their whole entire life and work from home and be a stay-at-home mom and also run a business out of my home. And they're like, well, we are going to just I think that they just have the thought that it's just going to be easier, like to work for somebody else. And so that I had to really sit with those old stories and really realize that my why is so strongly ingrained. My why is to empower women to find their passion, purpose, and potential and platform in the world through play and profit, to create all of the freedoms of time and location freedom, health and wealth freedom, and most of all, inner freedom through the frequencies of adventure, joy, and magic. And when I take my why statement and align it with a mission statement of such and such corporate blah blah blah, and look at their mission statement and I read it, I'm like, that's so far off from my why statement that I would literally be selling my soul for that tiny paycheck. And so as we're going down these rabbit holes and evaluating these stories, maybe it's a self-worth story, maybe it's a healing journey story for you. So being vulnerable with yourself and sharing your stories, and I've been vulnerable with you to share with you my stories, and so I hope in turn you're vulnerable with yourself. And if you would like to have reflection on that, yes, book a coaching time with us. We'd be happy to do some soul coaching with you and to do some clearing and healing and some moving of that energy so you can have that strong platform and foundation to build from. And so, do you want to speak to that at all? You feel that's complete?
I feel complete.
Complete in that. So, yeah. So, I'm going to just kind of close out that topic and just an assignment for you to just work on you as we go into this winter solstice and this deep, deep womb-like energy. And for those of you that are in the Austin area, we'll be holding a red tent women's ceremony on winter solstice here on our land that we are on here, Mystic Hearts, here in East Austin, and it's invitation only. And we have a WhatsApp group specifically for the red tent, which I have a link tree in my bio if you're in Austin area and you'd like to join that. So I'm going to read to you about...
Hold on, I want to say something for any geeks on here. the up leveling and reset aspect, a visual, if you will, is basically you've got an old computer, right? And you need more storage,
more RAM,
you need faster processor,
you got a floppy disk,
you need maybe a better power supply going so that it can actually function to the degree that you need.
You got a big old list of fries.
Yeah, big old list of fries. And so we're literally in the... that's what's happening here, is this, as these old beliefs, old stories,
extracted.
We're taking out old programs, we're hitting the reset button, we're installing a whole new operating system on a fresh, brand new, large hard drive. We've got, backup support. We've got a larger
and it's
power.
Not on the cloud.
Our power supplies are like we're ingesting greater foods, better quality. We're like powering this machine with a much upgraded fuel system. We've got this RAM that is going so fast. The processor is just over the top. We're recalibrating this entire computer system. This whole machine is getting an upgrade, right? And full reset. But the other piece of that is that it's disorienting, right? Because we also have to learn...
You have to learn the new system,
how to utilize the new operating system. Yeah. We've been using that old operating system for so long. It's so easy. We don't even have to think, right? It just like, oh yeah, click, click, click,
and
click,
that's
click.
The danger.
We just know what to do. We don't even read the pop-up anymore. We just click, yep, no, and we're moving on. But now we have this whole new operating system. We really have to check, like, what box just popped up? What does it actually say? Do I really want notifications from that anymore? Do I need this update? We really have to pay attention to what's coming into our field as we move through this new operating system, and really make sure that it's nice and clean and pristine and stays that way. We don't get any malware in the system. We really, and then we have this epic system in place, and that's what's happening.
Yeah,
that's what's happening.
It's happening on a cellular level. It's happening on a DNA level in our light bodies, holding these codes. It takes frequency match. And so if we don't up level and take out the old software and the old hardware and replace it with higher frequency and faster systems, we will not be able to hold this light. The light is coming in so fast that it can literally shatter us. And so we must upgrade our container. And at the same time, we have to upgrade our external operating systems. Like I'm currently working with our beautiful Mother Priestess with Hot Lead Solutions to upgrade my whole entire platform. Whole entire platform. And I'm like, oh my God, there's so much. She's like, I got you. I got you. Don't worry. I got you. You know, and so we just want to say, we've got you. Like, don't worry about it. The programs are already existing. They're already there. It's literally plug and play. And this is how it is with our light codes. We must continue to uplevel our own light codes and our light bodies. We do this by daily self-care, breath work, meditation, yoga, healthy food, clean eating, you know, calling in all of our own foundational work. And that's important for us to do, you know, having quiet time every day to reflect, listening to positive books and podcasts, you know, saying our magical scripts, saying our affirmations, you know, working with those future pacing videos that we're doing for our, for the future pacing affirmations, and calling in that visualization, visualizing everything that we desire as if it's already here. And this recodes everything. It recodes our reality. And if the external version of what we're seeing still doesn't match that internal version, keep going back to the truth. Keep going back to the truth. Keep going back to the truth. Because what did we start this video with? There is only abundance. There is only abundance. There is only abundance. And that's the truth. And any dogmatic system that counteracts that, release it. I invite you to let it go.
It also has to be spoken. I'm thinking about, the reason I'm giggling is because I'm thinking about the video of I need a spoon.
What?
the video I sent you, the couple, they're like eating, and the guy's like, got a bowl of soup.
Oh.
He's been served a bowl of soup, and he's like, I don't have a spoon. I need a spoon. And that's not how you get it. You have to believe that you have a spoon, and then you will have a spoon. He's like, but
I don't
have a spoon.
So she's like, well, you're not manifesting a spoon because you're saying you don't have a spoon. And he's like, but I want to eat my soup before it's cold.
I have a spoon. I have a spoon. And then the waiter comes over, and he was like, do you need anything? Can I get you anything? And
the girl goes, like, nope.
I'm fine. And he's like, but you don't have a spoon. Do you need a spoon? He's like, no, I have a spoon. I have a spoon. And the waiter's like, oh, okay. And he walks away. And
the girl's like,
yes, I have a spoon.
But literally,
you will have to also, like, that's, we can't just manifest it in front of us in the sense of like, I'm going to call in the molecules that are going to then form into a spoon
the waiter
in front of me. The waiter was the answer.
But, you know, you can also be so blind to that.
Right? We're like, I want the thing, and we want it to just materialize in front of us.
This is,
we negate the fact that it is delivered in some way that we have no idea how it's coming. It comes through someone else. It doesn't mean that somebody just has to walk up and hand you the thing.
But that can happen.
But it can, absolutely. But it's like, it is a creation, like you're calling it into your reality. You're not calling it to like physically create.
Which sometimes it will. But most of the time,
sometimes it absolutely appears as that it just like appears in front of you.
Like one time I was walking to my barn with my horses, and I was gonna pick their hooves because it was muddy, and I was like, damn it, I walked all the way out to the barn and I forgot the hoof pick. I look on the ground, in the mud is a hoof pick, literally just in the mud, a red hoof pick. I'm like, oh, thanks, universe. You know, so sometimes that will happen just like that. But money always,
believing that it's coming.
Believing that it's coming is not going to just do it. You have to take aligned action.
Aligned action.
But sometimes the universe throws you cosmic jokes, right? Drop cosmic jokes in the comments if that's ever happened to you. Because it happens. But at the same time, money comes to us through other people. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. It comes to you from other people. And this is one of the teachings from becoming a, what is it, superpower or something. Gabrielle, that author, uh, super, it's not supernatural. It's, anyway, she says, and this is not a quote because I don't even remember her name at this moment, but I'm going to paraphrase the learnings of this, is that money will always come to us from other people. So we also need to create a stream and flow, let the water flow in and open up that stream. And we have to remove the dams so that the streams of income can come in. It's again it's a water acknowledgement. Everything comes in through the flow, divine flow, through the streams of income. It is,
and it doesn't always come in the form of money. That's
right.
The other
and
piece.
The abundance can come in, and that's what one of the other evaluations was when we were going through the whole tires and the reset of the car, is that we were given so many things on that trip to, on the way back, we were thinking, wow, okay, we received a battery as an early Christmas gift from our her stepdad. We received cash as an early Christmas gift from her dad. My son gave me a new vacuum. My son and my daughter-in-law gave me a new vacuum. We got a bunch of Christmas decorations, tons and tons of plates of food because we came from Thanksgiving.
I got a computer casing to build my new computer.
Yes,
actually is happening.
That is actually happening too. She's going to geek out with all her computer stuff, and she's so excited about that. So like, we were thinking about all the things that had come in different form. And sometimes you just need it to come in a cash form, like a liquid asset. It's called liquid assets, So we also need to be very specific about what we're calling in, and then open up those frequencies of where it comes in. And if you don't have a vehicle for unlimited abundance, if you are stuck in a solid paycheck and this is all I'm going to get until I get a raise, then I'm going to get it maybe another $1 an hour, like if you're stuck there and you need a vehicle, drop Thrive in the comments. I will show you another way, and you can see if that makes sense for you. So I'm going to read to you from this book. Look at my cute little readers.
They're so cute.
Aren't they cute? The Orishas are given respect and service in modern Santeria, Voodoo, as well as other Caribbean traditions. Many Yoruba and other West Africans still turn to the Orishas for help and guidance in not only their little problems, but also the big problems of life. So this is a book about the Orishas, the 7 African powers. And this is a way for us to call in a divine energy that is in alignment with the larger energies of the cosmos. The Orishas are a large scale manifestation of specific archetypical energies. And this is not a religion. This is simply an acknowledgement that these energies exist in this reality. Okay, so let's not get off on the religious topic. This is not that. Okay. So no chapter 4. Here. So this we're going to talk about Yamaya. It is believed that Yamaya gave birth to the moon, the stars, the sun, and nearly all of the Orishas. Yamaya exists within influences over the oceans, the seas, and the lakes. Also recognized as the mother of all, she consequently rules motherhood. Since all life began in the sea, the amniotic fluid inside the womb is a representation of the sea. The embryo needs to change and grow in the configuration of a fish ahead of becoming a baby. To the human eyes, Yamaya appears as the mermaid, and this is how she normally is represented. Chills just came down the left side of my body. And so did you know that chills are also called God bumps? And chills are the waters within our body resonating with the truth. Yeah. So to the human eyes, Yamaya appears as the mermaid, and this is how she's normally represented. This brings up her observed form of Mamawata, religion of the ancient water, the deities that were portrayed with upper bodies as human and fish or snake lower bodies, which are not part of the Yoruba pantheon of the Orishas. Yamaya is connected to Our Lady of Regla, Along with the basis of manifestations, excuse me, Olokun, the center of all wealth. Yamaya provides as easily as her sister Oshun does, and 7 is her number. The colors and the patterns of the interchanging 7 white and 7 blue are her sacred bead configurations. Yamaya wears 7 skirts in the colors of blue and white. Similar to the seas and lakes, she is profound and unknowable in entirety. As Akuti, she is the queen of witches who carries deep, dark secrets, especially for hexes and curses, with a temperament of being nourishing, loving, nurturing, loving, and direct and frank. She is invoked to remove the obstacles, protect the female in all things to do with motherhood, meditation, clairvoyance, calm seas, and alike. Yamaya enjoys rich and delicious foods such as guinea hens, rooster, and ram, which she shares with Chango, as well as cola nuts, red palm oil, fish, cantaloupe, berries, watermelon, and coconut. Some of my favorite things right there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yamaya enjoys rich and delicious foods. She also has symbols, anything ocean related, especially shells, fish, dolphins, double-tailed mermaids, 7 silver bracelets, mirrors, and a necklace made with beads. So, and I wear these shells all the time. So the feast days are January 1st, February 2nd in Brazil, Mother's Day, and September 7th in Santeria. Her planetary is the moon. Her astrology is Cancer. The tarot is the Empress and also the 3 of Cups. The chakra is the heart. And the corresponding gemstones are aquamarine, blue topaz, blue lace agate, pearls, mother of pearl, silver. Her animals are the dolphins, all types of fish, water birds such as swans, ducks, geese, blue butterflies, seahorses. See my earrings? My beloved just gave me those. Anchors, steering wheels, life preservers, and oars are her tools. The beings of equivalent strength is the Egyptian goddess Isis, the Norse king Frigg, and the Chinese goddess Kuan Yin. And my direct teachers are Isis and Kuan Yin, which is why I have these armbands here to represent that lineage. And so
also,
what?
Yamaya.
And so Yamaya, this is how we relate to this time of being in the womb. And so I encourage you to sit with her energy right now and to just be with her right now and just realize that she is the mother of all creation. And you can call her whatever you wish, but she has several other names, which I will share with you briefly as well. And you can just call her mother. But she also goes by La Siren, mommy. In Africa, it's Mommi. Nana Baruka. We have also Imanja, Imanya, Yamala, Yamanja, and Yamoha. So these are some of her other names. So as we dive deep into these next 2 weeks before the darkest hour, I encourage you just to go deep within, to really, really look at any beliefs and any old stories that you have and evaluate and ask yourself, are these mine? Are these mine? Does this align with my values? Does this align with my purpose? Does this align with my why? And if so, am I willing to take that old program out, leave space for the new program, and call in the light? Because the light will return after the darkest hour. And the darkest hour is 3 days of darkness, literally where the sun looks like it completely stays still. And at that 3rd day, he is risen again. He is risen indeed. And this is the birth of our Christ. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. I thank you so much for joining us today. If this video has helped you in any way, please save it, share it, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Namaste. See you soon.